Today's motovlog is brought to you by Forensics Ninja. If you need a paternity test to find out who the baby daddy is, be sure to visit Forensics Ninja. Hey dog! Dog, come here! Come on! Fucking dog. Don't be scared. It's alright, buddy. Come on, buddy. Where you going, dog? Alright. Peace out. Go in there where there's people. Someone will get you home. What's up? It's your boy Piston Rods here today, and I am on my way to bike night. My first bike night over here in Savannah. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I was at this shop actually a couple days ago, and I was asking him about bike nights and shit, you know, because I couldn't see anything online. He said, but I see a lot of riders. And he said that the area is kind of weird and that there is like no big bike night, I guess. But they host bike nights at this Aprilia dealership over here, and they got tons of other shit that's used of all types of different dealers, but I mean all types of different makes. But it's a pretty good, cool dealership. The guy talked to me for a little bit, you know, and they got some sweet Aprilias there, including an RS4, shit, I can't remember the other notation for it. It's like the race bike, like on the level with an R1M, and shit like that, like a $25,000 bike. But anyways, on my way there, I haven't been able to respond to Mototalks lately, so I'm gonna do a mishmash of Mototalks topics that have been around. So there's probably gonna be more than one in here, but let's talk about, let's see, criticism. How do I take criticism on the internet or in real life or in general, really? Constructive criticism, I take that like great. Like everyone loves constructive criticism, right? I think the part that comes in that people have difficulty with is when it's not constructive, when it's just like, you're stupid, or you're totally wrong on this, or I'll do this. Like an example is on one of my videos that I made a really long time ago. It was like one of my first motovlogs. I think it was like number 3 or something, and I talked about mistakes that you make when you're new. And one of them was that everyone drops their bike, you know, you just got to get used to it, whether you're like moving down a driveway or you hit a little slick spot or you just like lose your balance or it gets knocked over in the garage. Like it happens to basically everyone. And he was saying, you're wrong, I'll never drop my bike, you know. And it was one of those things where I wanted to come in and say, dude, I hope you never like drop your bike, but it could happen. But really on the internet with comments and things, I find that the internet is like pretty much self-governing. So if someone makes a comment that I feel like it's like almost a troll comment, or this person thought it was completely going to be true, I think, but everyone else jumped in there and said things that I want to say without me having to actually say it. Tips that I would give to my former self if I could go back in time. Watch when you actually downshift. This thing in your car, if you drive a manual transmission, called rev matching. So you may be approaching a corner at like 50 miles per hour or so, and then when you get to that corner, you're going to move out of 5th gear, blip the throttle, clutch in, kick it into 2nd gear, and then power through that corner. You cannot do that in your motorcycle. Like you cannot go from 5th and 6th gear and kick it all the way down to 2nd, because what happens is the back tire locks up and you go into like a little fishtail. And the number 1 tip I would have given myself is when you're learning, please take the MSF class first, piston rods. Don't just try to ride a little bit on your own and then figure you'll take it later, because learning on a CBR F3 was scary as hell on the streets. I wish I took the MSF course so I knew lane positioning, that I knew like what to expect coming up forward, so I could be more confident, so I could actually enjoy learning a motorcycle instead of being terrified of riding it when I was learning. And we jump to the next topic. Would I ever stop riding? That's a really hard question for me to actually answer. I mean, truthfully, I don't think I'll stop riding unless I completely lose interest in it or I'm injured that I can't ride anymore. Here's the thing, like over the last 10 plus years that I've been riding a motorcycle, there have been periods in between where I actually stopped. Because life changes, man. Life sometimes throws you a curveball. Life gets in the way of certain things. You got different priorities that you gotta, you know, look after first, versus just owning a motorcycle or riding a motorcycle wherever you're gonna go. And I did have to stop for a little bit. A couple times actually, but I always had that feeling inside of me that I wanted to ride. You know, that feeling never went away. Every time I heard a motorcycle start up in the neighborhood, every time I saw one drive by during the spring, summer, whatever, it would kind of jolt that memory in my mind of what it was like to be on a motorcycle. And God, man, eventually you're just like, I gotta get back on. So I'll say that I may take breaks, but I don't think I'll ever quit. Like, I don't think I'll ever get this out of me, no matter what happens. I see some bikes out here. I don't see anyone though. I wonder if they're inside. Oh, I hate parking up on a slant. Hey man, hey. How's it going?
The battery's probably dead. Other than that, pretty good.
Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. But until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.